and welcome along and welcome back to Charwell. It is day 4 of summer and we've got a fair amount to do today. We've got to take the fast track out again. We are, well, I'll show you what's happened. We have got everything planted. We're in a good place for harvest coming along soon. And as you can see, everything's growing very, very nicely. We are pretty much last stage on most of our crops. I think we've probably got another 2 days growth to go. So we're probably going to end up skipping into the autumn. Now, what we do have, as you can see here, if I take everything else off, we've got a lot of weeds in fields 45 and 41. So that's what we're going to be dealing with today. We're going to head down to the shop. We're going to get some herbicide and we're going to get those 2 fields sprayed. The other thing I want to do is I want to start clearing up the yard and preparing for the pigs. Because once we get into harvest, that is the point at which that we're going to be setting ourselves up to do to get the pigs. We'll have corn and we'll have corn and we'll have canola and we'll have wheat and we'll have everything we need in order to do that. So, as I said, we're going to start off with some herbicide today. Now, we get herbicide barrels are 1,000 each. They hold 1,500 litres. Our thing holds 220, so I think we probably want about 3 of these to do both fields. So, herbicide barrels, let's grab 3 of these. Which will take us down to about 7,000, I think. Which is not a bad thing because we are going to be borrowing some money today. I want to get our new piece of equipment. We want to get... let's refill that. We want to get the a skid steer, I think. We're not needing to do anything particularly high. When we come to actually do... when we come to do the... Ooh, that's not what I want, because I want to fill up off the old one. When we come to do the bales, we're going to get an auto stacker. So we're going to auto stack bales. We're not looking to do them particularly high. And if we do round bales, then I'll be looking to use the Andersen baler on that to collect those, or the Andersen stacker to collect those. So that should do us well. We can go straight into field 41 from here, and that will do us well. That will get us nicely covered, and that will only go sort of 1 bale or 2 bales high. So that then gives us the ability to get into there. We've gone slightly the wrong way. Let's spin round because we do have an entrance to the field, but it's back this way here. There we go. So yeah, we don't really need more than a skid steer. Putting where we put the bales is going to be interesting. I think we're only going to probably keep 1 set of bales. Let's bring this out. And yeah, then we're riddled. 2 fields are absolutely riddled with weeds. As I was saying, yeah, we're only going to really need 1 bale stacker's worth of bales, I think, for the pigs, and that will keep them nicely covered. And then after that, we'll sell all the rest of the bales. Now I think it's this field. I think we've got 2 fields of wheat, which is quite useful for us as far as those bales go. So yeah, round class baler, I think. Maybe round class baler, because there isn't such a thing as a JCB baler. Probably an older one because we're not looking to do too much. I think eventually what we're going to end up doing as well is probably getting a small tractor to do some of this smaller work with, seeing as we've got the JCB. Which actually, that's a good question. We don't have an immediate need for that one today. So maybe I should put it to you guys. What do you think? Should we just get a small tractor, sort of around 100 horsepower, that we can use as a yard tractor and a baling tractor? or should we get something? Should we get a skid steer that we can use instead and run around? Because the yard tractor, we've got enough tractors and things probably to do the baling as well as that. But at the same time, it would probably be useful to have a third tractor kicking around as well. So yeah, I'm interested in your thoughts on this. So we'll you know, I've said all that, and we'll still end up buying something today. I think it's really it's one of those things where I think we need a skid steer. Okay. I know I've asked in the comments. I still want to know your thoughts. What do you think to my plan insofar as having another tractor? So I think the question at the end of the day is, do you think we need another tractor? If we got the skid steer, when we get the skid steer, do you think we need another tractor? Something around about 100 horsepower. I'm thinking either a little class tractor or maybe a little something like an old Massey, maybe the 3000 series Massey or something like that. I am very, very interested in what you guys think. As always, let me know in the comments, should we get ourselves a little tractor to use on this farm. I've got a few weeds left on this headland. There we go. And this is going to be roughly the angle. So 216, I think that is. So we'll back out and head over here. Yeah, we've got, I think this has multi-terrain angle on it, this map. So we'll line ourselves up with the terrain angle, which is good. We will set our start point. Away we go. And after driving 225, I think is a good angle. So we'll drive for a little way, we'll set it, we'll auto width it, and we'll go. Right, so we should be able to cover it now. We have got a little bit of overlap with our headlands here, but that's to be expected. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with this field, and we'll see how much we have left of this at the end once we're done. Almost at the end of the field now, and yeah, we've covered this pretty well. I'm very happy. We've got 52% left in the tank, which is great news. One thing I have noticed, and we can see it from this aerial shot here, is that the ground has gone dark where the herbicide has been sprayed. And I'm very used to, on Farm Sim, or on FS19, spraying herbicide after I've sprayed, normally after I've sprayed fertilizer, liquid fertilizer. So I'm not used to seeing this color change on the ground from light to dark. It's normally the other way around, because the fertilizer has it going from dark to light to dark in the first place, and therefore the fertilizer is dark, which is really interesting, and I find that you know, absolutely incredible, that it does it like this, and you can still see where you have and haven't been, which is really good. Having sprayed this field now with herbicide, I think we've got a corner up here, yeah, that isn't done, but we've got no weeds in it, so I think we're free of weeds on this field now. Before we go any further, I just want to check. Yeah, weed free on field 41. We're going to take this over to field 45, and I'm actually going to set the course play handling this on field 45, because I want to go and get this skid steer and get us set up with that, so that we are going to be hitting the ground running as soon as we are able to get the pigs in. And we are going to borrow money to get the pigs. I think I've also decided at this point that we're probably going to end up renting our combine for the first year. So we're still going to get the Tucano, but I want to rent it for the first year until we can get some extra money and keep that loan as low as I possibly can. While it is more expensive for us to do the renting way overall, I just don't want the cost of doing that. I think it'd be an interesting little experiment for us. So let's do course generation. We are on field 45, which we did ourselves. Current vehicle position, starting direction is automatic. Actually, we want to do longest edge. We want to do a circle for the islands. 15.4 meters is good. I think we'll probably do... We only need to do one headland pass. I'm going to do two just to make sure it can actually do it. We will go clockwise around the headland. We are going to do the up-downs first. Headland corners smooth. And up-down on the field. So, let's generate our field. That generated that really quickly. But should work absolutely brilliantly and will bring us back to here. So, let's get out of the crop. And head over this way. And hopefully this will do better at this than it did at doing seeding. It had all sorts of problems with the course play on the seeding, but should be okay for this, I think. So I'm going to go first waypoint and bring us into the crops here. There we go. Drive course. Oh, and we are really low on fuel. Hopefully, this will get through this job. I don't want to run out of fuel again, having had that issue recently. And actually, I think what we'll do is we might put a fuel tank in at our farm, because I had to go looking a very long way to get a fuel tank. Just going to stop driver, lift that, and next closest waypoint. Drive course. There we go. It dropped it itself actually. So we'll leave that going. Hopefully that won't run out of fuel before it's done. And we are going to head over to our shop. Actually, we're gonna... Now, part of the reason why I need something is because we need to do some storage for that. But we need to put a fuel tank in. I need to work out the best place for us on our land to put the fuel tank in at the moment. I'm actually thinking here. I'm thinking this is a great spot for a fuel tank. So let's go miscellaneous. What do we have as fuel tank options on here? We got this fuel tank from VD. I think that's probably going to be our best bet on this. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that as an option. So let's grab that from Vertex Designs, VD Industries. And then we can put this down here. We'll turn it round so that it's facing the right way. And yeah, that fits in there really rather nicely. Like so, I think. Just going to turn and make sure that we are indeed straight. Yep, we are-ish. There we go. So we'll put that in there. That's created quite a big area of stuff there. But that will do us, that does us quite nicely. So we'll bring our tractor back to there in a minute. And now I want to look at the price of us getting a skid steer, as I said. So we're looking at skid steers here. There's 25,000 for the John Deere one, but we're trying to do sort of JCB class setup on here. So JCB skid steer, absolutely perfect. We'll knock 10,000 off it by not getting the tracked version. So this little one here. And to buy that is 58,000. So we'll head back out here, head to here, and we are going to borrow the money to purchase that. So our loan is currently 80,000. We want to borrow 60. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 61,000 there. Hopefully that will also be enough for us to buy a bucket. And this is why I want to rent the combine rather than buy it. It's going to add a heap of money onto our loan to buy the combine. And I just don't want to do that. So there we go. There's the JCB. So we're going to buy that. Yes. And then we want some skid steer tools as well. So skid steer loaders. We're going to want... Do we a high dump bucket? That would be good. We've got several other tools around here. And then we've got the JCB ones here. So the JCB is 700. And that's a normal universal shovel, I think. So that's 800 for the universal shovel versus 4,000. I think we will start with the basics. So we're going to get stuff as we need it. At the moment, we only need the pallet forks. So we're going to get those. So we'll buy those. Yes, okay. And that then gets us set up with this little thing here. This doesn't have it. No, this doesn't have a tow hitch. Because one of the things we could really do with doing is getting this stuff back. But I think we're going to have to do it with just this. It's not very far to go with this. It does go 12 miles an hour. So let's get into reverse. Oop. I love this little skid steer. It's absolutely gorgeous. I wish it came without the guard, without the cage on it. That would be cool, because wow, that is hard to see. But we can just trundle back and forth with this. And we've got a shed that we want to... The other reason I wanted the skid steer rather than using a tractor is because the shed I'm planning to use for this is not very big. Not very big at all. Well, it's big, but it's not easy to get into, I should say. Because it is going to be this shed here that you can see to the right. And that has a couple of doors on it. We can get the JCB into it. We can't get the class. The Terra Track cannot get into these doors. Well, not easily, I should say. And can't easily maneuver once it's in here. Whoa. The brakes on this are not great. But, yeah, I'm loving this little JCB. Already, and I haven't been using it very long. But really, really maneuverable. And we'll be using this, part of the reason why I want to look at the high dump bucket and maybe some of the other buckets is we could do with, we're planning to use this to do the, to probably move stuff when we're looking to load up. So the bigger the bucket we've got, the better it will be. Certainly until we expand and build our new yard, we need to keep. We're gonna need to use something with a bucket on it in order to empty stuff out. So I'm gonna go and collect up the other bits that we need from the shop, and we'll be back in a bit to see how our sprayer is doing and whether we actually run out of fuel doing the herbicide spraying with the JCB. Or whether we do okay and make it out the other side. So we're just bringing the herbicide back, and it looks like the fast track has not run out of fuel, thankfully, but it has run out of herbicide. So we're going to head over there. We're going to check on the fuel level as well, because there's a distinct possibility that we'll get over there, find it's run out of fuel as well, which would be a problem because while I was able to sort the class out, we don't have any way of refueling the fast track at the moment. There we go. So let's just put this. I want to put this one in front of that one because we're going to want to fill out of this tank first. We'll probably only need as much herbicide as we've got in this tank. But we should go and get our JCB then and do that. So we'll park this here. Turn it off and head over to here. This does still have fuel in it, thankfully. And it's not madly away from the amount of stuff that it needs. So we fill we'll fill our rear tank up off that off there. We'll also fill the tractor up with fuel as well. But it's not going to take a huge amount of herbicide to finish off this field. We really are only going to need like that 800 litres off that. Chances are we will need to still do some more herbicide spraying before harvest. These are our two. Whoa! Did you turn? You didn't indicate. These are still our two furthest along fields, so that doesn't surprise me. There we go. Could do with giving this all a wash as well. Oh, right. Let's go fill this up. We can't get it in because it's because we've got our booms up high, but I can't lower them without unfolding it. So let's unfold the boom, which is annoying. I mean, I would have thought that would have been something that was possible to do, which surprises me a lot. Right, so lower the boom right down, fold it up, and hopefully that will get folded in a bit before we go any further. Yep. And pull up beside it and refill. Yep, diesel. Perfect. Now we should have enough money to refill this, I think. All the way up with any luck. It's amazing. I think that we don't have any weeds anywhere else. So we've just got the weeds around the edge on 45. Nothing in any of our other fields at all. What we might do over the next couple of days in game is see if there's any contracts to do, because we've not really explored the contracts on this map yet. So I think that might be a wise thing to do. We could make a little bit of money doing that. Well, of course, we're not set up really to do grass contracts. We could do, but we would have to rent the equipment for that. I think I'm stuck on the door. I have had this in this shed, so I know this is possible. Yeah, there we go. And then bring the front back around and refill. There we go. We're refilling into the back. 500? No, we can do more than that. Why did that only fill 500? We have more space than that in that tank. That is odd. I wonder why that did. Unfold sprayer, no. Yeah, that will not load that up any further. So we'll have to put the rest in the front, which is now going to be interesting, because we have to maneuver in this shed in such a way to get the front of it in. There we go. Quite close quarters, this. Yeah, and then that is filling the rest of that. Sort of 300 odd litres, maybe. No, I think that's filling the from the. Okay, that is just plain odd. Which begs the question: do we have a? Yeah, that's really odd. Oh, it filled the liquid fertilizer. That is what happened. Right, we need to unload the liquid fertilizer. We got too close to it. So we have unloaded. I'm not sure where we've unloaded. It's likely ended up... Probably ended up in the pig pen, knowing my luck with this. So we'll switch over. So we've got it all in the front tank. But yeah, we filled up with the liquid fertilizer, not... Ah, and it is in the pig pen. So can we get this out of here? Yes, we do have a gate, so that is good news. So yeah, I'll get that out of there in a bit. Let's go set this back up, then we'll get into the pig pen and go and sort this out. I'd quite like a gate, I think, on this farm. I think that would be quite useful. Although probably have to open it into the road for us to get it to work it properly. So yeah, that would be a bit of a problem, I think. All in all, this has been a pretty busy time getting just these 2 fields sprayed with herbicide, which is quite something. Actually, something I want to investigate and see what I need to do is whether I need to go and spray the current waypoint. Let's go. Drive course. Is if I need to go and spray the poplars with fertilizer. I thought I probably do need to. Yeah, that is getting into place. We do still have our indicator on. We have to stop the driver to turn it off. Okay. And work tool needs to be refilled. So let's stop driver. I think that's because we have the wrong work tool selected. Right. Oh, you're kidding me. Right, we are going to have to spray this ourselves because it doesn't like the front tank. Doesn't like the fuel. Oh, actually, no, I have a better idea. Switch to the front tank. Unload the front tank. Because that's the thing. This normally uses the front tank to first and then the rear tank. There we go. Refill the rear tank. Like so. And hopefully now drive course. Should line itself up. Oh, it's very near. Nope. Sometimes course play does play silly people with you. So we're going to go with nearest waypoint. Drive course. There we go. Right, that should get back on that job then. And we need to go and rescue our fertilizer from in the pig pen. So we'll pop out this door. I don't know whether this door is easier or the other one. One of them, I think we're going to have to block one off based on what we're doing at the moment. When we expand this farm, we're going to have more space than we know what to do with. Right, there we go. Just pop round here and get this. We can leave this gate open at the moment. There we are. Right, so we can get this back in the shed. And with this back in the shed, we are then able to go and get our go get the remaining. I think we've got a thing of fertilizer actually. I think it is fertilizer that we still have. So to avoid this problem happening again, we're going to put this down this end. So we'll put fertilizer down this end. And that way we shouldn't end up filling up with the wrong thing when we need to. No car coming that way. Cars that way, but that's not an issue. Yeah, let's go get this fertilizer, which is the last bit today. Now, I think it's about 17-ish thousand to rent. Initially rent the combine. After that, it's not too bad per day to have the combine. I think it's about 3,000 per day. The cost, the real cost is the number of hours you use it for. So, yeah. Depending on how the harvest goes, we should be okay. But it is the whole thing that it would cost us. I don't think we'll get as much off this first harvest, money-wise, as we would to actually buy the harvester. So it makes more sense at the moment to hire the harvester for this season and see where we go from there. The alternative, of course, is to abandon the Tucano and go, shall we get a different combine? So again, I will say, if you've watched to this far in this video, put in the comments, what do you think? Should we rent the Tucano, or should we go and buy a cheaper combine? You know, something around about the £100,000 mark. I'm very interested to know your thoughts on that. We, though, have almost got this job finished, and once we've got this, we're going to go and pick up our JCB, because that is now sitting in the field, having finished its work with, wow, it's only got, oh no, we've got 153 litres in this fertilizer. That still has our our sprayer still has 130. Right, that is sometimes just disconnecting and reconnecting the front frees it up, because it just then sits in a place where it's better off. Right, we'll leave this in this shed. That will sit rather nicely there. Close these doors. Head over to our JCB. Now that this has finished this job, fold up, start her up, and away we go. There we are. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Our crops are all fertilized. All of the weeds that we have got are gone. I don't want to be spraying weeds if we don't have to, so there's no need to do that at the moment. I have just realised that I haven't lowered the booms on this, but that's okay. We're not too worried about that. We are just going to get this back to the yard, and then we'll be finished, which is absolutely brilliant. That has set us up to actually do some contracting stuff. So we might have a look at what contracts are available next time. This time, though, hopefully we'll clear the roof. Yes, we will. We are going to leave this here. And so, all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. And for all the latest videos and live streams from Virtual Farmer, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.